Well, good afternoon, hello, or good morning, whenever you see this. This is Older INFP Insights and we haven't done a video lately because I haven't had any insights. Just been trying to get through this heat and the wildfire. I'm not in the middle of the wildfires, but the smoke has traveled 3,000 miles to where I live. So I've been inside. I've got a new addition. I have cleaned off my workspace, which is a living space now, and I've added a air purifier. So I'm getting there. I haven't been around long, but in a long time, but I think I'll come back. Thank you everybody for watching, and today we're going to get into something that I've had to deal with personally in the past few days, and it's FI versus FE. I said when I started this channel I was not going to get into charts and all that complicated stuff, but I am today. I have spent the last 2 hours watching videos on FI versus FE because I was dealing with an FE. If you don't know, INFPs are FIs. That means our feelings are introverted. I call it internal as opposed to extroverted, or what I call is external. So who all is an FI, and who all is a FE, to me is not that important. I will refer you to a video by C.S. Joseph. He is the one that does all the graphs, and I can't watch his videos, but I watched the one on FI only today. It was 16 minutes. He put his chart up only one time to tell all of the functions, all the MBTIs that use the FI. So I will refer you to his video on FIs to figure out all those that it does refer to. Okay? But I'm an INFP with an INFP channel, so I will refer to that. I was dealing with an FE. So what are the differences? Well, the similarities. There really aren't any similarities. But, and I will say more specifically, I like to deal with INFJ, which is actually the INFP's polar opposite. We have no functions similar. So, contrary to the letters, we don't. So, what is, and like for the past 2 hours, I'll say real quick, which nothing to me is real quick, but I will say that I've been bored to put to sleep, and I hope not to put you all to sleep, but if I do, I do. If you have to check out early, just play all the way to the end real quick. That helps with the YouTube helps with the YouTube algorithm, and click like before you leave, whatever time you leave. But we're going to get into it after my brief introduction of 3.5 minutes. So the FI, okay, difference in FI and FE internally is what I've come up with after watching all these videos. It's like the forest and the trees. You know, everybody just about knows the saying, can't see the forest for the trees. The forest is the general overview, and the trees are specific detailed. And even though we don't think INFPs are detailed oriented that much, we are I guess I'm going to say, we are when it comes to our feelings, which I think is a good thing. That means like the FE, who thinks externally, their main keyword is harmony. Group harmony. They have 2 words. We get one. Group harmony. So they would be the forest. And the way they see things is that everyone, in order to be harmonious, is that the society thinks alike. Everybody, they feel, well, we're doing feeling, they think and feel alike. Particularly they feel alike. And with FIs, with it being internal, our key word is autonomy. And we can have 2, I'll put it self. We come across other people as selfish. We feel things deeply. Everything is about us. Not intentionally, but with INFPs, with the internal feeling, I'm still going to call it internal, introverted feeling as a dominant function that we have is that we place ourselves in other people's positions. And we can feel other people. So we are more like the trees, individual. And I'll give you an example. I can give you 2 examples of that, which this is probably confusing. This is why I don't like charts. But an example that happened recently and past few days was someone I deal with who is an FE user, dominant, is having conversations with a person that they know, and the person that they know has been talking about their spouse. So it seems like the spouse has, if it's true, I don't even know, that's one of the discords that we had, the spouse who nobody in the scenario knows is in discord with the way people would act in general society, for the harmony of society. It's not productive, sounds like INFPs, sleeps a lot, not productive, wants things done, this, that, and the other. So naturally, to the FE user, this particular person is I don't want to use the word bad, good or bad, but that's just something INFP does. This person was a person out of line. Not to say that the person talking with the FE user was maybe not telling the truth. Who knows? But that was the gospel. That's what the group had decided, that yes, this is the function, this is the way society works. Society needs to be productive. Society needs not to drink too much or take drugs. They need to be 9 to 5 busy, this type of thing. And if you're not, you're not part of the group. This wasn't said in these words, but this was kind of like what was happening. So as an FI user, as the INFP, I kept everything quiet. We don't like to externalize our feelings. So kept it quiet as long as I could, and then finally I said, okay, I'm going to speak up. What I was seeing was individual people, and I pointed out to my FE user, I said, well, this person, what about this person? Have you thought about this person? And asked a ton of questions about the one she was talking to. Asked a ton of questions about the one that was married to the one she was talking to, that was supposedly not in harmony with the rest of society, not the forest, stuck out from the forest. Maybe that person's an INFP. I'm thinking about that right now. That person just might be living an INFP in the rest of the world. I feel sorry for them. So and I said, have you ever been able to put yourself in these shoes? Have you ever been able? And it was kind of like, I probably came across a little too harsh. I felt bad afterwards. I mean, it was in an email. I'm not going to do it face to face. Well, not face to face anyway, but I wasn't going to be doing it face to face. But yeah, I don't know if this is making sense, but the basic thing was the person that I was dealing with, the FE user, was seeing things in the broad brush spectrum, the forest of harmony with the whole society part. And this one person was sticking out. So this one person was not the good person in the group. So me being an FI user, I saw each person individually, the FE user too, myself also, threw all of us in the mix. This might be going on with this person. That might be going on with that person. We are able to see and use what we feel in our value system as and see each and wonder about that for each individual person and not just a group. That's why we don't fit in a box. I personally don't even know where a box is. I don't fit in the box. I don't know where a box is. Another example of this is this group versus, I call it individualism, the forest versus the trees, the way people feel. I have another friend, INFJ. They're all INFJ. There are more FE users than INFJ. Just look up CS Joseph. He has all the graphs. You can get all that from him. But happened to be another INFJ who I'm a minimalist. I've become a minimalist in last couple of years. I have always been internally, but now I am externally. Doesn't matter to me. It never has mattered to me to fit in that way. So I had a friend, an INFJ, also was getting into the minimalist lifestyle while she was living near where I was living, and lived simply and was a nice all-around person. Moved to another location that's a lot more upscale and a lot more into it's what you have and not who you are. I think that's a good way to put it. It's what you have and not who you are. I think INFPs go more into who you are than what you have. So before she moved, she bought a luxury car. And I'm like, what? And I didn't say anything because I don't like, INFPs don't like conflict. But then she sensed it, I guess, being an INFJ, my look on my face, I guess. And she was telling me how she got a good deal on it. That she didn't have to pay for a price for it. But she got a luxury car and also moved into a very upscale house that she rented because she couldn't afford to buy it. So a very upscale house. That would be an FE user fitting into the forest, acclimating themselves to the forest, to the greater society. Whereas an FI user, we're all about ourselves and all about autonomy. I live in an upscale neighborhood. Doesn't mean I'm upscale, but I do live in an upscale neighborhood. Because I like the neighborhood. And it's low on crime, it's walking accessibility, it's quiet. This is just, it's a beautiful area. So I do live here. But my car is like 25 or 26 years old. I don't know. Very old car. I've kept it up. There's nothing wrong with it, so I don't get another car. I dress, I just dress. I'm just when you look at my socks, I'm just a t-shirt. I don't wear jeans because I don't like them touching me. I'm just kind of like a t-shirt and sweats kind of person. So when I go walking around the neighborhood, people look at me funny and I can't find anybody to walk with. But I'm not going to change. That's what FI users do. We're not going to change who we are because of the environment we're in. I'll say that again. We don't change who we are because of the environment we're in. So that's just what I wanted to say today. And just kind of get that off my chest and have something to say. Put my 2 cents worth in. There are a whole lot of videos out there, interesting enough, about FI versus FE. So if you're wondering if you are an INFP, another way of doing it is looking at your feeling. I think probably the most important one to look at would be your feeling function and whether it bothers you if everybody's the same. Whether the feeling, and a lot of people who have the FE, they want to force the person or people who aren't going with the crowd to change. If you have a strong sense to change somebody, a strong sense to control somebody, not let them be who they are, not let them stand out in a crowd. You can't put yourself in someone else's shoes. You are not an INFP. You're not going with your introverted feeling is not your dominant function. But if you can do that, if that's the first thing you see, if you're talking to someone or you see a situation where something's happening, particularly if somebody's ragging on somebody else or bashing somebody else, and you're looking, and if you can relate to the other person, if you can see it from different angles and see different points of view from different angles, then more than likely you are an introverted feeler, because it's all about us. We like the world to be the way we are, to come to us, and we absorb. We want others to absorb. We don't try to change for the greater good, harmony. We like individuals. Okay? Hope it makes sense. If it does, like, share, subscribe, comment below. I do appreciate everybody, the little tribe we got going on here. I do appreciate everybody for helping the channel grow. And if you have any ideas, just put them down below in the comments. And I do get a big kick out of the comments that get deleted. I do get to read them, even though I know that they're not showing to the group. I know that's what INFPs love to do. You'd rather like something than comment. I understand that too. But anyway, I thought I'd put this out there. And until next time, stay safe.